What's going on, Jerron Mob? It's your Don Jerron Mob back at it again with another episode of NBA Kicks, the show where we count down the top 10 best sneakers in the NBA every single week of the season. Today's episode is quite possibly one of the best lists of the year so far. From top to bottom, we just got heat on both ends of this list. But before I show you guys the awesome kicks this episode, we have our first winner of this City Edition jersey giveaway. Congratulations to Bryant. You have won yourself a City Edition jersey of your choice. Make sure you DM me on Instagram so we can get that jersey sent out to you. For everyone who entered the giveaway, huge shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. Now remember guys, you have one more chance to win a jersey for yourself. All you got to do is follow me on Instagram. That's it. You don't have to like a photo. You don't have to comment on anything. Just follow me and I will pick a new winner on the next episode. So if you didn't win this time, you still got one more chance. But until then, let's start this new episode of NBA Kicks. Starting off the list at number 10, we have Enes Freedom with an Air Jordan 13 Custom. Yes, you heard that correctly. Enes Kanter is now Enes Freedom. He officially changed his last name when he became a U.S. citizen, which honestly is really cool. I really like that he did that. But this custom pair of Jordan 13s that he rocked against the Bucks, these are just all right. Truthfully, there's not a whole lot of symmetry between the lateral and medial sides of this custom, but aesthetics aren't the point here. Enes is using his sneakers for a bigger cause, and it's something that he should be praised for, which is exactly why I'm featuring him here on NBA Kicks, even though the kicks technically aren't extremely impressive. Next up at number 9, we have LeBron James with a new colorway of LeBron 19s. So I'll be the first one to admit that the LeBron 19 doesn't really get me excited, and a big reason for that is because I just think they're too busy. There's so much going on with their design, I just can't really focus when I look at them. But this new black and white colorway tones things down a bit, which I think really works in the silhouette's favor. On top of that clean black and white color scheme, this colorway adds splashes of gold throughout, which is a very nice touch, although I think that pattern on the tongue and underlay almost ruined things for me. But overall, solid colorway from a silhouette that has had a tough go to start the season. I mean, seriously, have you seen a pair of 19s not on an NBA floor, like at your gym or wherever you hoop at? I mean, I haven't. Next up at number 8, we have PJ Tucker with a new PE of Kobe 6 Pro Tros. Here we have another player exclusive colorway of Kobe 6s that fans like you and I will never see in person, but nonetheless, PJ brings the heat with neutral colors as well as gradient fades on both the swoosh and heel cup in an interesting bluish and green color scheme, while a translucent outsole only on the forefoot as well as a speckled midsole round things out. I mean, what else do you want me to say? The Kobe 6s are one of the most coveted sneakers in the world right now. And if Nike decided to drop a Jake Paul PE, I mean, I would probably still lust over them. But thankfully, PJ's pair is still pretty clean. Coming in at number 7, we have Jason Tatum with a new PE of Air Jordan 36s. Over the years, we've seen Jordan Brand hook JT up with various player exclusives that were all inspired by lemonade, which I'm just going to assume is his favorite beverage of choice. This time around, Jordan Brand paints the entire upper in that lemonade shade of yellow, while the midsole laces and inner lining are all painted in blue for some nice contrast. But to add another layer of depth, Jordan Brand puts a metallic silver and iridescent hit on the midsole, heel cup, and heel tab, which really give these a unique look. The fact that these were only good enough to nab the number 7 spot just shows you how many great sneakers we got coming up. But what I really want to know from you guys is, who has the best lemonade? Like, when you want a lemonade, where do you go? For me, it's gotta be Chick-fil-A. My bad. Next up at number 6, we got Luka Doncic with the debut of the Air Jordan 36 Low. So here we have our first look, at least my first look, at the low top version of the Jordan 36. And it comes in this really weird zebra and neon green colorway, which honestly is not my favorite, but at least it isn't stale. What I'm more impressed with is how well the 36s convert to a low top silhouette. And to me, these look like a superior version of the 36s, which have me very excited for their pending release, as Jordan Brand's tech is some of my favorite in the business right now. Like, I'm still rocking my 34, so technically I'm due for a new pair of Air Jordans, and these 36 lows, they might just be the ones. Next up at number 5, we have Derrick Rose with the Adidas D Rose Son of Shy. Now, if you remember back in 2012, Adidas zagged when everyone was zigging with their Christmas lineup of sneakers, and they decided to drop a Nightmare Before Christmas pack, which included this purple and glow-in-the-dark colorway of Rose 3.0s. Now we're seeing Adidas go back to the well here with this Son of Shy colorway. As you can see, this is pretty much a direct copy of that Nightmare Before Christmas colorway, which I'm not really too mad about since this was an awesome theme, and it's got me wondering if Adidas is going to use this theme on their other silhouettes this year, which I think would be a pretty cool idea since, again, this was one of the more unique concepts that we've seen, especially during the holidays when everybody and their brother is pushing the same Christmas themed sneakers. I also didn't realize how expensive this pack got. The Rose 3.0s are going for as high as $750, while the Crazy 8's lowest ask right now on StockX is literally $888, which is kind of a troll ask, but I respect it. Coming in at number 4, we have PJ Tucker with the Watch the Throne LeBron 9s. So in case you missed it, Nike is bringing back one of the best LeBron colorways of all time, and it's only natural that the sneaker king himself is the first to rock them on the court. Now, if I'm remembering things correctly, the original Watch the Throne 9s were a super exclusive release, like maybe only a handful of pairs, like 12, 24, something like that. So it's pretty cool to see Nike finally give these a general release, albeit with one major change. The original Watch the Thrones featured a glow-in-the-dark midsole, while these new retros feature a slightly tinted blue translucent outsole, which low-key kind of suits the colorway better, but that's just my opinion, and I'm sure that fans of the originals are going to really miss that glow-in-the-dark outsole. But the good news is that everything else is here. The gold swoosh, the pattern laces and inner lining, the super gaudy lace lock, it's all there. So if you had the OGs on your grail list, be on the lookout for these to drop on January 1st via the Sneakers app. And also be ready to take that L, because I'll be taking one right there with you. Next up at number 3, we have Blake Griffin with a PE of Air Jordan 35s. Whoa, now I might be getting old and my memory's not as good as it used to be, but I don't remember seeing these from last season. Jordan Brand hooks Blake up with a McLovin-inspired PE, complete with a blue and white color scheme, alongside a modified Hawaii ID on the tongue, which obviously is inspired by that iconic scene in Superbad. If you take a close look at the tongue, you'll see Mick Griffin's Hawaii ID, which is just flat out hilarious, especially for me since I was born and raised in Hawaii, so these just put a huge smile on my face. Now I'm gonna tell you guys something that you are definitely not going to believe, but I'm 100% telling the truth. Anyone around my age that grew up in Lahaina, Maui will tell you that this story is true. Now, there used to be this guy that worked at Safeway who grew up in Lahaina. His name was Mick Random. Like, for real, his name was Mick Random. And tourists would come to Safeway. It was the only like grocery store on that side, and they would see his name tag and they would ask him like, is that really your name? And Yeah, that was his real name, Mick Random. He was kind of a local legend, so seeing this sneaker definitely put me down memory lane. Coming in as our runner-up, we have Langston Galloway with the Ethics LG1. All right, so Langston Galloway is back on NBA Kicks, and he's cooled down since he ended his professional relationship with Q4 Sports, but Langston has found a new home with his own brand, Ethics. Ethics is a brand that was started by Langston and his wife and aims to add more athletes to its roster to develop more signature lines in the future. But as of now, the LG1 is the only silhouette in Ethics catalog and features a very KD12-like design, but with some different materials which are showcased here with this very colorful colorway. Now, the branding on the LG1 is interesting. There's a logo on the tongue as well as the heel, which to me look like stacked rocks. I'm not too sure if that is indeed what the logo is, and if it is, what the inspiration behind the design is. But either way, it's a signature sneaker from an independently owned brand, which is always super cool to see. Maybe LeVar was onto something, but the difference here is that the LG1, Langston says, is going to retail for like $100 to $120, not something crazy like $500 or whatever LeVar was trying to charge for the Lonzos. Finally, at number 1, we have Damian Lillard with the debut of the Adidas Dame 8. Damian Lillard officially debuts his 8 signature sneaker with Adidas, which doesn't change things up too much and instead just decides to stick with what works because, well, it works. The Dame 8 features a Pro Bounce foam midsole, which sounds really nice, synthetic materials, and a semi-two-tone design with a bolt overlay separating the front and the back of the upper, which should create some cool looking colorways. But out of the 2 colorways that Dame rocked, the Dame Time colorway is definitely my favorite of the 2. Featuring an extremely clean white, red, and black color scheme, as well as Dame Time branding on the heel and medial side, as well as a very interesting pull tab that says 4th quarter KO. I mean, come on guys, these are just clean, and if you have any disappointment with how the Dame 8s came out, I definitely feel you on that. It doesn't look all that different from the 7s, but hopefully the performance of the sneaker is there, and remember, Dame just wants his sneaker to remain affordable, so that definitely plays into how much Adidas can change things. So not only are the Dames usually a great encore performer, but they're also affordable and honorable as well. And that is why they took the number 1 spot as the best sneaker worn in the NBA during week 6 of the 2021-22 season. Thanks for watching another episode of NBA Kicks, which if you enjoyed, thumbs it up. If you didn't, thumbs it down. Either way, it helps me out a lot. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more sneaker related content just like this. And make sure you follow me on Instagram for your chance to win a free City Edition jersey of your choice. My name's Darren. It's been great having you. I'll catch you guys in next week's episode. Peace.